Shop the WYSL store 24 hours for official apparel, drinkware, and gift ideas at WYSL1040.com.
Now, an hour of clarity for exhausted people of our nation mired in toxic partisanship. Left versus right, us versus them. While we pay to keep our politicians fighting, how do we, the people, rise up and solve the great challenges of our time? We do it by embracing freedom and liberty. There may be no such thing as a free lunch, but this hour is as close as it gets. Welcome to A Free Solution.
All right, welcome to A Free Solution. I'm Kevin Wilson, your host for today. Thank you so much for joining us. We're live here on WYSL. That means that you, the listener, can call in 585-346-3000. That's 585-346-3000. We also got, well, he's not a guest, but we have Tim, the Freedom Variant O'Connor.
I am here, brother.
Yeah, he's here. He's on the show today. So, you know, getting to do a live show with some call-ins and whatnot in the middle of the day. I assume Tim is loafing around and what's it? It's not the Refuse to Work campaign.
I'll do that though. I mean, I'll refuse to work. Why not?
Yeah, just Tim continuing to spread his anti-capitalist ideology on this program.
Whoa, hold up. I'm here to offer some insight on the Super Bowl, Kevin.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I refuse to
about it.
Yeah. You want to hear? We might as well lead right off with this. I refuse to watch the Super Bowl. The Bills have teased me for too long. They've hurt my feelings too many times. And so I will not participate in any football awareness post-Bills season. Once they're done, I'm done.
You're out?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And I have a hard time paying attention to it before then. It's been a little politicized, I'd say, the football stuff.
Oh, it's I mean, you know, a bunch of people they have their opinions about different things, and I have a good segue into like one of our actual topics. But first, you know, like to me, like I watch Super Bowl, I kind of wanted the Bengals to win. They haven't won a Super Bowl. As a Bills fan, I get the feeling, you know, I understand that position, and wanted to make sure that they won, but unfortunately didn't get it. The Rams got the refs gave it to them the last couple minutes. That holding call was nonsense. Drove me nuts. But
well, to be clear, I did not see it.
I know you didn't see it, so you get it's I know that bummed me out.
How are the commercials?
They're okay. Like again, I'm in advertising. I pay attention to this stuff. Like they relied super heavy on nostalgia, and so like there's some commercials like I never saw The Sopranos, and everyone's like, oh yeah, The Sopranos commercial is really good, and I was like, yeah, I didn't get any of those references because I didn't watch the show.
I would have got those. I was a big fan of The Sopranos. I like the way they do business.
They had the Austin Powers one, and you know, there's one I felt like relied on you having watched Scrubs, and I don't even remember what company that one was for. It's just I don't know. It wasn't the best. And then the weird crypto ad, the Coinbase one with they had a bouncing what do you call it, QR code, and it so many people ended up doing it that it crashed their site. So
nice. I did hear that it looks like 50 Cent been hit with some inflation.
Boo. I will not body shame 50 Cent. You know, he dropped in upside down. You know, you got to wonder, blood's rushed to his head too. You know,
that's unhealthy. It's an unhealthy position to be in, hanging upside down for sure.
Yeah. And I know some folks are mad about like the halftime show. To be honest, I thought it was pretty tame compared to like a lot of previous halftime shows. Like,
isn't every halftime show the greatest halftime show ever? I think that
it is. It is not. No, in fact,
no. Sometimes they're really bad.
No, like I didn't think this one was particularly bad. I thought it was good. Like, you know, I didn't mind the music. You know, I knew it was exciting. Some folks were like, "This is the best halftime show ever." Then, like, you got folks like Charlie Kirk going on about how this was proof of sexual anarchy or whatever.
All right. Charlie Kirk is he's over the top with everything, man.
Yeah, well, you know, he gets paid to be mad about stuff, and get other people mad about it. It was relatively tame compared to some previous halftime shows in terms of like sexuality, or anything.
There was no wardrobe malfunctions, I guess.
No, not that I'm aware of.
All right.
Yeah, it's just
except for 50 Cent, perhaps.
And then Eminem kneeling, which is a whole thing, but They told him not to do that, and he did it anyway.
Fight the power, Eminem. Fight the power.
There we go. Well, he probably thought the same way we do. Oh, you're going to tell me not to do it? Now I have to do it.
That is kind of how I would play it, even though I know that's how I would play it. So I respect that. Tell me not to? Okay, that's what I'm doing.
What, the police thing? No, what are you talking about? I just, you told me not to, so I did.
It had nothing to do with anything other than you telling me not to. Fight the power.
Yeah, but yeah,
I don't need rules.
So it was okay. One of the ads that did stick out to me, I think it was I want to say it was an avocado ad where they had they were talking about there being barbarians at a tailgate or whatever, and they had they're talking about how tailgates are too wild, and they had the barbarians jump through a table. I love the homage to Bills Mafia. I appreciated that.
A little wink and a nod to the Bills fans. The most
I get it. The Bills fans got a reputation.
The best fans in all of football. I'm pretty sure I saw that sometime this year.
Yeah. But speaking of avocados, I think it was like an avocado or guac commercial. I don't actually remember. We've now banned the import of avocados recently. Did you see this story?
I did. I can't even believe it because you know what? Avocados are a superfood, Kevin. And I can't believe we would do that to ourselves. There was a threat on an inspector, pass my avocados or something.
Yeah. So a U.S. safety inspector apparently got threatened, and now the U.S. government has decided to ban all imports of Mexican avocados until further notice.
Whoa!
Yeah, so indefinitely.
This administration is going down a wormhole, brother. They are never going to win re-election if they keep up banning stuff like avocados. People are going to have they're going to have had enough. Guacamole, something like 50 billion pounds of guacamole was served yesterday.
And by the way, it was the Mexican avocado industry who took out that ad that I was talking about. I just confirmed it, so I just looked that up.
Oh my goodness!
They're the ones who did the Bills Mafia tribute. So
yeah, well, of course.
But yeah,
I'm sad now. Now I'm sad. I want to be clear. This is not okay.
Yeah,
this is not okay.
So
what do you?
Yeah, what do you do in a situation like this? Obviously, making a threat against a safety inspector, pretty not cool. But do you ban the import of a massive crop all across the board? Do you just try to address that one issue? I don't know the seriousness because I've been reading about it, and it's this is obviously bad and should be dealt with, but is this an over-the-top action? Was this something to appease US avocado growers? What's the deal?
Do we even grow avocados? But wouldn't it seem appropriate to deal with the person or the company that made the threat and then perhaps move on and still let us import avocados because they're delicious and a superfood?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean,
I have a little avocado.
It sound like you sound like you're advertising for avocados. We're not. Tim's just a fan.
I am a big fan. Look, my kid is a wrestler. I started eating fish this year. I made this avocado sauce for the fish. It was just puree up a little avocado, throw in some lemon, maybe a little bit of sugar. You stir it up, throw it on top of fish. You can't even taste the fish, brother. I'm telling you, it's freaking worth it.
Your goal of putting avocado on fish is to not taste the fish.
That is correct. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, whatever you got to do, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's I get that there's a bunch of stuff going on with this. I like avocados too. My 11-month-old, he also likes avocados. It's kind of nice. It's a good high fat food for a baby. Inflation is going to hit this too. Inflation is a lot caused by spending policy, but this is also an area where we're going to see the price of a good go up because suddenly we've cut off a big inexpensive supply of this good. And so the US avocado growers, they're going to do pretty well in this situation, but the American consumer who wants to eat avocados and has incorporated them into their diet, they're going to have a rougher time with this.
How do you think Hillary Clinton feels about it? How about the Canadian truckers? How do you think they feel about avocados? These are. Do
you want to throw in another one too? How do you think Vladimir Putin feels about this?
Man, there's going to be some. This is just a little foreshadowing for the rest of the show, folks.
Yeah, folks. So we have a bunch of topics today. You know, we are going to talk about the Hillary Clinton thing. We are going to talk about maybe some Russia stuff, maybe some trucker stuff. We got a whole bunch of topics on hand today. Again, if you're listening today, we are live on WYSL. Give us a call, 585-346-3000. That's 585-346-3000. Make sure we put the number on the banner too. If you're listening online, wherever you're listening, on the Free Solution Facebook page, YouTube channel, Kevin Wilson pages, Tim O'Connor pages, wherever you're listening, leave your comments and, we'll get to those. If they're good, they're on point. Bring you into discussion. And so, we're going to get to all that stuff. Just wrapping up the avocado discussion. We should find a way to deal with this at the individual level instead of punishing an entire country. Unless that's what it seems like to me. Again, maybe there's more information that I haven't found out yet, but I don't know. Doesn't seem right. Thanks again for joining us here on A Free Solution. Me and Tim will be back in just a few minutes. Talk to you soon.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
Oh, those injury attorney ads.
Hurt on your couch? Call 555-OUCH.
It's kind of cute watching that injury attorney buying breakfast for a crash test dummy, but while fun is fun, there's nothing amusing about getting your life back together after a personal injury or a motorcycle accident, or when you need defense for a DWI charge. Christopher Johnson takes your case seriously, and you'll feel like you're his only client because when you meet with him, your case gets 100% of his attention. So instead of cute singing jingles and magic phone numbers,
fall out of a tree? Call 33333.
Write this number down and keep it with you. 585-415-3803. 415-3803. After all, Christopher Johnson knows you're no dummy. Get individual attention and integrity, experience, and expertise. Put the power of one on your legal team. 415-3803. Stay safe, be healthy, drive sober. Christopher Johnson, attorney, personal injury, car or motorcycle accidents, DWI defense.
As a veteran of the United States military, I can finally get the opportunity to enjoy special events, things that we couldn't afford, thanks to VetTix. Every empty seat at a concert, a game, or a play is a missed opportunity to say thanks to a veteran and service member. We can give our veterans a special event where they too can create their own cherished memories. Visit vettix.org. Find out how you can make a difference in a veteran's life.
Only available in the WYSL store at WYSL1040.com, the official Mount Worstmore line of merchandise. Top quality tees, hoodies, and coffee mugs depicting Mount Rushmore style are for worst presidents. Of course, you know who's front and center up on that mountain, and we think you'll recognize the other three. Mount Worstmore items make perfect gifts. They're a great way for you to make a personal statement. Mount Worstmore, locally produced and sold only in the WYSL store at WYSL1040.com.
A free solution.
All right, welcome back to A Free Solution. I'm Kevin Wilson, your host today, joined by Tim, the Freedom Variant O'Connor, on this wonderful Monday. Again, we're live on WYSL, so give us a call, 585-346-3000. That's 585-346-3000. Or leave your comments online. Of course, shout out down to our friends listening over at WACK out in Newark. Appreciate y'all being here, too. And we're going to move on from...
I heard a rumor.
Uh-huh.
You know who hates avocados? Hates them.
Hates them. Who?
Hillary Clinton. That's
Good,
what I heard.
Seamless transition, Tim.
Thank you.
Just pro level stuff, man.
I know. Right? She hates avocados.
She hates them. So speaking of Hillary Clinton, new accusations about Hillary Clinton spying on Donald Trump. And not merely spying on Donald Trump, the accusation goes, but spying on the White House itself. Special counsel John Durham filed a report about this on Friday, mostly related to, the campaign lawyer, Michael Sussman. And here's roughly what the accusation is that the report alleges, again, this is a lot of places are reporting it like this thing happened, but it's an allegation at this point, so we'll see how it goes. And I'll try not to misspeak about this, but
no,
alleges
come on, man,
that
just do it, right? Do it.
Alleges
sensationalism.
That Sussman had assembled and conveyed the allegations to the FBI on behalf of at least two specific clients, including a tech executive at a U.S.-based internet company in the Clinton campaign. So basically, they're saying that in order to make the Russian allegations against Donald Trump, they spied on the campaign and they spied later on the White House. The accusations that they made against them said that they were using basically rare Russian manufactured phones, and there were DNS lookups that were being sent to Russian affiliated IP addresses. So therefore, Donald Trump must be colluding with Russia, right? But that begs the question, if they're sending stuff, if they knew that they were sending stuff to Russian IP addresses, how are they getting that information, particularly in the White House? Is this a White House security breach? Did they spy on those devices? Or was this publicly available, like IP address traffic that they could gather? And even then, too, the question related to Russia stuff, which is mostly more or less like in the political background now, does that even matter, right? Like there's some legitimate traffic that goes to Russian-based IP addresses that doesn't matter. There's lots of like hosting DNS servers and like security services that come out of Russia that are fine. Some that very much aren't.
I'm pretty much firmly in the camp that Russian collusion was a hoax right from the get-go, that it was just a cover-up to get some noise in the news about Donald Trump. And we see a distinct percentage of the population that still thinks it's real and still are ignorant of the fact that everything was started as disinformation, political research, opposition research by the queen of politics herself, Hillary Clinton. And God, anybody that knows me knows, man, that Hillary Clinton has driven me crazy for years. It goes all the way back when they put her in charge of the healthcare czar. She was the healthcare czar under Bill Clinton, and legitimately convinced me that the government being in charge of healthcare is going to be a really, really bad idea. Like, it was some of the ideas she came up with were so bad. She's like, what we'll do is we'll put them into a service organization and we'll tell them where they got to practice medicine for a couple of years and we'll get more doctors out of it. And I'm like, that sounds like communism, man. Like, you can't do that to people. That's crazy.
The government can and will do that to people.
You're correct. We are. Yes. Well, we're working in that direction really, really hard. Let's be honest. We're sliding down that slippery slope.
Yeah. So look, I've got no love for Hillary Clinton. John Durham's got his own stuff going on, right? Like, he was tasked by William Barr to investigate the origins of the Russia allegations against Donald Trump to see if there's anything lawful, as long as everything was lawful and appropriate. And then he was appointed as special counsel so that investigation could continue post-Trump. And so that's what he's doing. That's why he's doing that stuff. Is he, perfectly, unbiased in this situation? No, of course not. I want to see like what the more evidence about the allegations for this, because it's a pretty serious accusation if the Hillary Clinton campaign or Hillary Clinton herself, and not just like the general counsel for the Clinton campaign, had successfully spied on, Trump associates in a White House setting. Now, do I like that Donald Trump is going around saying that they deserve the death penalty? Also, no.
Whoa! I didn't hear
crazy
about
that. Oh yeah, no, it's like, God, it's treason. You can get the death penalty for that. Yeah, that's.
I do remember Hillary was quoted as saying, "We'll all swing from nooses if this guy gets elected." Like I do. That quote has not been debunked. I believe that it's a factual quote. So I wonder if perhaps she knew that she was committing treason. What do you think?
I mean, that's not the direction I would go with it. That thing, like that, to me, this is on Donald Trump. Like, he's talking about killing his political opponents. I don't really like that either. My point about my point about, like, both these guys, they're both terrible, and the country deserved neither of them, and we should have elected Gary Johnson.
So yeah, well, that's also true. And when I look back at Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and now Joe Biden, I'm not quite sure that there are any qualifications to be president of the United States other than being a massive failure at everything that you do. With Trump's 4 or 5 bankruptcies, Hillary Clinton's complete failure to just be a decent human being. Can I say that on the air? And then look at Biden. I don't know, man. Let's look. I want to fail upwards just like these guys did.
I think there's a Douglas Adams quote that was something like, anyone who wants to be president, like,
there is. Anybody who wants that kind of power is uniquely unqualified to take that kind of power. They will make a mess of it. I read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy like 7 times, man. It was good stuff. I'm butchering the quote, but I know.
Yeah, we're gonna find it for like the next segment for sure.
Yeah,
we're gonna.
I'm not really good with quotes anyway, but he is. Honestly, he's my favorite political commentator, and really, he's just a humorist, but he's pretty good. If you guys ever get a chance, you should read that stuff. It reads fast. It's really funny. Literally, Donald Trump was Zaphod Beeblebrox. I don't know if you guys, how much you read of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but he's like,
fair.
I'm awesome, and I don't even know how awesome I am because I have 2 heads. Like, it's literally just some of the best stuff. He has secrets in one of his heads that he doesn't even let himself know. It's amazing. It's amazingly humorous. If we take a look at the state of politics in our country, it just so fits.
I found the quote is that it's anyone who is capable of getting themselves made president should on no account be allowed to do the job.
Yes.
No, I agree. I
love it. Who would have imagined we'd go down the Douglas Adams wormhole today, brother? That's good stuff.
I know. Well, the timeless quotes and applicable to this situation. Yeah, but I don't know, again, I don't like the punchable by death thing. I think that sounds bad, but I also don't like the spying. It'll be interesting to see what evidence comes out related to this accusation, and how does that retroactively make us look at like the Russian allegations? I think like a lot of folks, especially on the right, are already like, that was a bunch of nonsense anyway.
Am I on the right when I say I think it was a bunch of nonsense? I really, it was just.
Well, I'm just saying, like, everyone on the right has already like been convinced of that. Like the moderates and the progressives, like, less so is my point.
And does that reactionary to Trump though? Like, because they hated him, which I get them not liking him. Okay, but wasn't that just like a self-fulfilling prophecy? I don't know. Like, that's how I felt about it. They make the seriousness of the accusation is what matters here, Kevin. We made a serious accusation.
Right.
I made an accusation. Hillary doesn't like avocados or guacamole. It's serious,
and now you're going to be served some papers later for misrepresenting.
I honestly,
Clinton and her stance on avocados. And
no, I'm in favor of avocados. We're back to avocados, but
well, people get upset about that. Like, politicians get upset about that stuff. You accuse them of like not liking corn or something, and they're running for president. Like, oh, suddenly that's like a big deal. Like, oh, you don't like corn? Well, how are you going to win Iowa? Like, the politics of like agriculture are serious business.
That's actually a good point, man.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
All right. So thanks again for joining us here on A Free Solution. Appreciate y'all being here. Again, we're live until 1 p.m., so give us a call, 585-346-3000. That's 585-346-3000. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Talk to you soon.
Celebrating 35 years.
WYSL.
AM 1040 Avon Rochester, FM 92.1 Rochester, and FM 95.5 Spencerport.
Here's the latest forecast from the Newstead NBC Weather Center for tonight. Partly cloudy, frigid once again. Could be a couple of flurries or some light lake flakes, but not much accumulation tonight. Temperatures single digits in low teens on your Tuesday. Another cold day, sun and clouds, just a brief snow shower or two, temps in the 20s. It will turn noticeably milder on Wednesday with sun and clouds, a gusty breeze closer to 50. I'm Rich Cadillo, WYSL.
For 59 years, it's been the late winter break, the early sign of spring that brings a smile to the face of every member of the family. Folks all over the Northeast wouldn't miss it. A visit to Cartwright's Maple Tree Inn, nestled in the forest outside Angelica, New York. If you haven't discovered this special destination, you don't know what you're missing. The Maple Tree Inn specializes in one thing only: buckwheat pancakes served family style, topped with the Cartwright family's signature maple syrup from thousands of taps in the Maple Grove right outside the restaurant. Eggs as you like them, maple milkshakes, and the Cartwright's own seasoned sausage are great accompaniments. The rustic setting and the scenic trip to the Maple Tree Inn are all part of the fun. Find out why families regularly make the trek from Rochester, Buffalo, all over the southern tier, even Canada, Germany, and Japan, just to experience this special treat. Cartwright's Maple Tree Inn, only open February 8th through April 10th. 585-567-8181. Get more information and driving directions at cartwrightsmapletreeinn.com.
Power through winter driving challenges with a little help from Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Anthony Drive off Route 96 in Victor. Enjoy the warmth and security of America's favorite four-wheel drive vehicles, like the 21 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited 4x4, just $399 a month for 42 months. Must be Conquest lessee. The 2022 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 SUV, only $269 a month for 36 months. Must be returning or Conquest lessee. The 21 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sahara 4x4 convertible is just $359 a month for 42 months. And a Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4 SUV is just $359 a month for 36 months. Must have Grand Cherokee lease loyalty and be returning lessee. $2,500 cash or trade. $4,000 for Grand Cherokee L. First payment, DMV, taxes and fees due at signing. Other conditions may apply. See dealer for details. We're here to fully serve Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram customers in Victor, Canandaigua, Macedon, Fairport, and throughout the Metro and Finger Lakes. Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 6560 Anthony Drive in Victor.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovation should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
Looking for something meaningful to do? As a Camp Good Days volunteer, you'll work with children and adults who will inspire you. Just listen to what one volunteer says about her experience.
I get a lot more out of camp than these kids. All I have to do is sit back and look around at the end of the week. the perseverance and just the strength that these children have. It's just such an inspiration in my life. I learned so much, and it gives me strength, really puts life into perspective for me.
Learn more about many volunteer opportunities at campgooddays.org.
Whether you're a contractor or a do-it-yourselfer, Burt's Lumber in Perry has what you need and makes pricing your materials list easy. Simply fax or email your list to Burt's. The fax number is 585-237-6154. Or email your list to burtslumber@frontiernet.net. You'll get a quick quote back with Burt's best price.
That was easy.
Burt's Lumber and Hardware, 2 Washington Street in Perry. Open 7 days a week, including Sundays 9 to 1.
Livingston County Pizza Company and Gluten Free Bakery has a great deal on Tuesdays. A large 4-topping pizza for $18, regular or gluten-free. Call 226-9575. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Livingston County Pizza Company and Gluten Free Bakery in Avon.
Fritz's Patriot Place, apparel and merchandise. Let's go, Brandon. America First, Trump 2024, American Pride and more. 585-880-7130. Visit fritzspatriotplace.com.
A free solution.
All right, welcome back to A Free Solution. I'm Kevin Wilson, your host for today. Thank you so much for joining us again. We're here on WYSL live till 1 p.m. Give us a call, 585-346-3000. That's 585-346-3000. Joined today by Tim, the Freedom Variant O'Connor. Yeah, and in addition to being out on WYSL, we're over on WACK a little bit later in the day. Out in Newark. Appreciate you all being here. And of course, all of our online platforms as well. Leave your comments. This is a live show until 1 o'clock. Leave your comments. We'll get to them if they're good stuff. All right. So we're kind of discussing the nature, the fraught nature of agriculture politics. We discovered something interesting, brought to our attention by our producer. Tim, do you want to talk about that?
I'm willing to talk about it. You were saying how agriculture, agri-farming is serious business. And when a president does something like say, I hate broccoli, there's a reaction. 20,000 pounds of broccoli. And they wouldn't get away with this in this day and age. I want to be very clear. But 20,000 pounds of broccoli were dumped on the White House South Lawn. 20,000 pounds. That's like at $3 a pound, which is what broccoli is now. That's like $1 million.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of broccoli, and just because listen, if we have a president that's so powerful that their opinion on broccoli can destroy an industry or threaten an industry, we have a president that's too powerful. You should not take the president's opinion on his food choices that seriously.
Yeah, George Bush Sr. ruined broccoli like he ruins Japanese banquets, Kevin.
Good reference.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, but again, like I don't, because Donald Trump liked fast food, I'm not like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna eat more McDonald's now. Or Bill Clinton liking.
I saw one of those, somebody sent me a thing about the kind of food that McDonald's is. Does McDonald's advertise on this station before I get right into it?
I don't know. Well, again, like I'm fine. I don't have any like actual issue with McDonald's. I worked at one for a brief period of time. It's fine. Like it's not great for you. All things in moderation, right?
I'm slightly averse to McDonald's food. I must say, I kind of go out of my way to not eat McDonald's food.
No, it's fine. Just ignore whatever nonsense documentary you saw about that. It's fine.
Yeah, somebody sent me a message in my Facebook Messenger and I happened to watch it. I don't always watch those things. But I watched that one.
All things in moderation.
Do you think that they have McDonald's in Canada, Kevin? And how do you think the truckers in Canada feel about McDonald's?
That's a great question. It depends on their stance on the mandates. This is why you're going to go on a show, because we didn't get to this on Friday. We meant to get to this on Friday. So tell us what went on over the weekend. What was
So look, guys, I want to reach out to my conservative brethren here and the Back the Blue crowd, and let me be very clear. I'm always of two minds about things, and I don't find that necessarily things are conflict. But clear the street order has been given, clear the bridge order has been given, and that is in fact what the police are doing with I believe the aid of the military, but it's hard to tell because everybody has police uniform, the police on the back, so we don't know for sure that it's the Canadian military that's helping out. But they are clearing the bridges right now, and people are getting arrested.
As of a little while ago, the bridge is officially back open again.
I thought it would take longer than that.
Yeah, honestly, I thought so too. But
and so look, when it comes right down to these things, and guys, we want the free flow of goods to go in and out of Canada. I understand that Ottawa can be inconvenienced because that's that capital. I get it, but they did make a point. I don't believe me. I don't want to support Justin Trudeau in the least. I think he is one of the biggest pieces of this puzzle and problem that the Canadian country is experiencing. Okay, this guy is bad. I want him to resign. I want him to realize just how bad he is. I want to argue about who his dad is, but this guy has got to go. He's horrible. Okay, he's divisive. He's polarizing. He tried to dismiss the truckers as a fringe radical group. Something like 80% of the truckers in Canada are vaccinated. It's not about vaccines. It's about mandates, and it's about people losing their livelihood driving trucks that cost them thousands of dollars a month and not being able to just deliver on a regular schedule and do their job on a regular schedule because they have to quarantine after COVID. They have to some sort of massive amount of paperwork and checking in and blah, 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 quarantining. And look, let's move on. Okay. Like if we can have a Super Bowl with 80,000 people and no mask and every celebrity that was pro mask was there without mask, like it's time.
They were all holding their breath, Tim.
What's that? They were
holding their breath
just for the camera, just holding their breath for the camera, man. I get it. They care about each other. They care about themselves that much. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
No. I mean, generally I agree. And again, I'm fairly pro-vaccine but anti-mandate. And like to me, like when it comes to like this type of stuff, like I think you could make like a better case for like employer-based vaccine mandates and like healthcare settings than you could like with truckers. Again, like you're for the most part, you're not really like interacting with like a lot of people like very often. And so like the necessity for this type of thing doesn't make sense. Again, this is a mostly Canadian, but also obviously impacts like American, imports and traffic into Canada as well. So like obviously this does have some impact on us. It's Canadian politics, but go ahead.
It will. Look, it's gonna raise the price of goods. It's gonna slow down delivery times. There's gonna be shortages on people, and so look. That is unfortunate, but truckers do have real power to affect or effect change, which however you want to look at it. And I think it's a big deal what they're doing. I think overall, the message needed to be sent that the people have more power than they're being given credit for, that authoritarian mandates are now obviously a real problem. If we have people willing to take a week or 2 weeks off to go park their truck in Ottawa, and even to the point of blocking a bridge. And again, that's not one that I thought was a great idea to make it a piece of this, but it was a piece of this. So,
right. Oh, that's civil disobedience, right? Like is blocking traffic a legitimate form of protest? That's certainly something that came up during the Black Lives Matter debate too. And it's interesting to see folks being like, "Oh, it's fine now." It's like, "Oh, okay, so it's fine now that it's your cause, right?" Like, is it? When does that sort of protest, which inconveniences in this case 2 entire countries in the import and export of goods, is that still justified? And again, maybe, right? Like this is, especially since the border is kind of the point of contention. It's the crossing of it that makes a difference. So the bridge out in, it's like the Detroit area bridge that was kind of the focal point of the block, as I understood it, although there's other actions going on in other places as well. Do you do that? Do you just be disruptive in the capital and other border points? I don't know. I'm not here.
Yeah, I mean, there's always risks associated with all of these things. Okay, and if we're stymieing the free flow of goods and services because of a protest, I was sympathetic to the people in Portland who were suffering. And so I'm sympathetic to the people in Ottawa that are suffering, and I'm sympathetic to the people who need food and want a free flow of goods and services. Like for real, I just catching all sides of it gets me in this conundrum. I'm more sympathetic, or I'm very sympathetic to what's going on with the mandates. Like that stuff has to stop. And again, we'll go right to putting kids in masks in school. It's got to stop. It's not science. I don't know. People have heard my opinion on mandates quite a bit.
What? Oh, Tim, you have an opinion on mandates and masks? What, since when?
Yeah, I think they're bad. I think they're really, really bad. And I think they frustrate people. And I think they,
and to me, like, especially when you have a situation like this, you're like, okay, like, you can kind of get it in some situations. You build like a logical set of reasons to like have a particular mandate and on a particular set of workers. And, I might be against mandates generally, but like you could see logic to some of these situations at least, or at least know that there are some trade-offs to doing this. And again, in this case, the case is less clear. And so what ends up happening when you have a well-organized group of folks that the economy is dependent upon, it creates a lot of chaos and a lot of disruption when they decide to put their foot down on this issue. We could see the same thing if we continue having mandates and other sort of impositions from a state or federal policy level. If those workers are essential enough to the economy, like actually essential, or they're essential enough to like a region like healthcare workers, that their actions could be seriously disruptive to not just that particular space but our lives as well. And
it's going to be like, make no mistake about it, it's going to be disruptive on everybody everywhere. And that doesn't mean that I don't think the truckers have the freedom to protest. That should be like unable to be violated. Okay. But at some point I want them to go back to work, because I want my milk to stay cheap, bro.
Stay cheap. Do we import a lot of milk from Canada? I have no idea.
I don't either, but I just...
No, they use it in bags there.
For example.
We got lumber. We got a whole bunch of other stuff. Can they make avocados up there? Oh, no.
They don't. It's too cold, man.
All right. Thanks again for joining us here on A Free Solution. We're going to be back in just a few minutes. Talk to you soon.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
Dear Dr. Sussman.
Dear Dr. Sussman, I just wanted to write to all the wonderful people who work with Dr. Sussman and Dr. Pogel at the Center for Cosmetic Dentistry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Each person in the office made me feel my smile.
Not only am I completely happy with my smile, but I feel you've been there for me with all my dentistry
I've had several dentists in my life, but never a dentist of your caliber. You have state-of-the-art.
You keep current in your field as evidenced by your numerous diplomas and certificates, and your entire staff is really the cream
I'm
of the
thrilled with the outcome of your skills and artistry. It's made such a difference in my life.
Dr. Sussman, Dr. Pogel, and the entire staff at the Center for Cosmetic Dentistry take great pride in providing not only advanced dental care, but extraordinary cosmetic dentistry. They love what they do and have a partnership with their patients toward long-term dental health.
For a bright, confident, beautiful smile.
Thank you, Dr. Sussman.
Thank you, Dr. Pogel.
Thank you.
Change your life, change your smile.
For more information, call the Center for Cosmetic Dentistry at 22 Smile or visit 22-smile.com.
WYSL.
The WYSL store is now open, and your car's crying for an official Voice of Liberty bumper sticker. There's a great selection to help you show your love of God, liberty, and the Constitution. Here are just a few available right now. Shut up, Fauci. Kathy Hokum. No more masking. Open the freaking schools. Scam alert January 6th. No vax mandates. God, please help us. Close the Mexican border. Save America. Stop voting for Democrats. Support the Second Amendment. And your mask doesn't protect squat. But there's more. These are standard weather-resistant bumper stickers guaranteed to get you horn honks and thumbs up in traffic. Choose from other locally made WYSL Voice of Liberty merch too, like tees, hoodies, drinkware, and more. Perfect gifts for any Liberty lover you know. Be sure to check out the exclusive WYSL Mount Worstmore shirts, hoodies, and coffee mugs depicting our 4 worst presidents. Guess who's front and center? Be free, make a statement. Shop the WYSL store at WYSL1040.com.
A free solution.
The Russian national anthem.
Let's see. That's So, we're talking about Russia. We had a great segue too. Missed opportunity to segue from the Hillary Clinton stuff to Russia. Realizing that, but it's all right. It's all right. We're talking about all the stuff. Covering a ton of topics today. We're going to talk about the kind of Russia-Ukraine situation, and because we wanted to talk. You dropped the bomb on me on Friday. On the Friday show, like 5 seconds before, you want to get your opinion in about things. So let's actually talk about what do you think of the situation? Particularly like what should average folks like us think about it too? Like what do we do? What do we analyze?
Yeah, no. Look, first of all, I've had enough of foreign conflict. And I don't know what the right answer is, right? Is Russia going to go in and commit genocide on the Ukrainian people? Like, what is their position? Why are they feeling justified because it was once part of the USSR? I don't understand that piece of it. I don't want any more violence in our world. And I'm telling you, Putin is like, look, go ahead, come on in, send NATO. He goes, we dwarf NATO. Your countries, your home countries will get drawn into this conflict if NATO participates. That's what he said. He's like, we are still a nuclear, and the source is TikTok, so we got to kind of double check things. But that we are still a nuclear force. We have we're a leader in nuclear forces. He throws that out there, and I'm like, first of all, I got a kid. I don't want him going over there. I don't want any of this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think most rational folks do, right? We don't want politicians sending, our kids to war. We don't want to be spending all the money on that. We don't want to do this. The question becomes like, what is an appropriate response for this sort of situation? Do we have any moral obligation to intervene on behalf of Ukrainians who don't want this, who are going to have to go and fight for their own country on this? Sounds like we have a caller on the line, though. Is it John from Rochester?
Bring him on.
Hey, guys.
John, you there?
Yes. Happy post Super Bowl.
Oh,
John,
maybe not.
Can you hear me?
Maybe not. All right, so we'll just.
Can you hear me?
Hello? All right, now I can hear you now.
All right. Happy post Super Bowl. My team lost again. I'll tell you. The Bills. I couldn't read a sports page for a week after the Bills lost.
I'm with you.
Such a heartbreak.
I'm with you.
It still hurts. And then I've gone down to Cincinnati. My wife and I have gone down to Cincinnati 7 times when the Bills have played down there, and we like the Cincinnati fans. And we're pulling for them yesterday. Too bad.
Yeah,
that's a story of my football life, brother.
What's that?
That's a story of my football life. I've been a Bills fan forever, and it's just like we've gotten so close, and then. Who do I root for afterwards? And I used to root for Green Bay, and then now I'm like, I just give up. After the Bills are done, football is done for me.
Well, my first Bills game live was the War Memorial Stadium in 1964, and that was those were good Bills years too. The 64, 65, 66 years. I was at the championship game in Buffalo, AFL championship game in January 1st, 67, and I was at that time I was. Like 15 years old, and the Bills lost, got upset by the Chiefs. Otherwise, they would have gone to the first Super Bowl. But great memories about the Bills, boy, I'll tell you. But you know why I called?
Sure.
No, why did
tell
you
us about that.
I wanted to defend
just the best
McDonald's
stuff.
hamburgers.
Oh no!
All right, man. Go ahead.
Do it.
Honest to God, I love McDonald's hamburgers. The cheeseburger and the regular burger. For some reason, I got a fetish for those two. And also, I got to tell you, the fish fillet. The fish fillet. I love those three. The two burgers and the fish fillet.
So for $3, you get a meal.
That's right.
Is it still $3, or has inflation struck McDonald's?
Well, for the regular hamburger, it's like a little over $1. So that's not bad. In the old days, I remember when they were 10 cents.
Yeah.
What a time.
I like a quarter. I was at a quarter. I can remember things being a quarter.
Yeah. Anyway, the fish fillet, I'll tell you, the fish fillet can be pricey. And it's funny, I've gone to a number of McDonald's throughout the state. I do a lot of traveling. And sometimes the fish fillets can cost as much as $7. It depends on where you're at and the availability. Now, this was really before all the shortages. So I don't.
So maybe it's gone up now. I know. You stop at some of them throughway spots, and they're pretty expensive.
Yeah, I usually stop. I try to stop when I'm on the throughway. I try to stick with the McDonald's. So but anyway, I just thought I'd let you know that to defend McDonald's. Good name.
No, I get it. You know, someone's got to defend them, right?
You did kind of make me hungry. I know. I can see me ending up at a McDonald's today.
Well, I got to tell you a story. My wife and I were going to visit my brother in Connecticut. We're on the throughway, and this is going back a number of years ago. And we usually stop on the throughway at McDonald's. And we're just before we stopped, there was this big story coming out of Britain about mad cow disease.
Yeah.
So,
Neil Ferguson, the same guy behind the COVID statistics. That guy's a clown. Go ahead.
So anyways, we get to the drive-up window. I ordered 6 hamburgers for myself. That was for my lunch.
Nice.
And my wife goes, "What are you, nuts? You just heard the mad cow disease bulletin. You're going to more mad cow disease. You're going to get mad cow disease from McDonald's."
John, check this out. I went to Taco Bell the other day, me and my wife. It was like $22 for 2 meals. It's ridiculous. Inflation has even struck fast food.
Oh man, I'll tell you guys, you hit it right on the head. When we go out to dinner now, and we go to like a McGregor's, a sports bar, whatever, and our bills come to like $60 or $70.
Oh, it's brutal.
It's unbelievable. Prices have gone up, but other than fuel and everything else, it's unbelievable. But you got to enjoy life, and you can't be afraid to spend it.
10-4.
Yeah. No, right on. Oh, well, appreciate it, John. Yeah. Anything else you got to add before we go? We got a couple minutes left.
Well, yeah, car parts. I paid about 2 months ago for a headlight, almost $1,400 for a headlight.
Oh my God, I hit a deer. My headlight assembly is $450 to replace. I put some tape over it, John, to be honest with you. Also, Rock Auto, if you know what parts you need, I'm telling you, you'll be amazed at the prices. They're a third of the cost of Napa. They owe me some money now.
Yeah, I know, Tim. You got to start asking these folks to advertise in the show. You can't just give that away for free, man. Come on, we got to be shills.
Oh my God,
I got to add this too. Speaking of cars, I just found out that I'm going to have to get a new car because pollution control. They can't clean the engine enough to pass the state mandated pollution control, New York State mandated pollution control. I got to buy a new car by the end of March. That's when my registration runs out and my inspection is due.
Hang on, John. Can you get it inspected ahead of time? Can you get it inspected right now and get another year out of it? I'm telling you.
Yeah, it won't pass. It won't pass the pollution control test.
All right, I'm sorry.
It's unbelievable.
The state is
eventually
awful.
you have to do all electric too. That's what.
And that engine is running like a top. It's unbelievable. I just left.
All right. Well, John.
All right, John.
Show's over. Appreciate you calling in. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
All right.
Maybe
Thanks,
next
folks.
year.
Yeah, thanks, folks, for joining us on A Free Solution. Again, tomorrow, Larry Sharp, Wednesday, Craig, and Thursday, Tim O'Connor. I'll be back on Friday. Have a great week, folks.